Finally, it has arrived. The Penguin, the miniseries that continues the events of the movie The Batman, has just released its first episode on Max, and it's time for us to do a detailed analysis of everything that happened. Join me here in the video so you don't miss anything, and let me give you a heads up, the first episode is a spectacular one. Welcome to Comic Chronicles. The spin-off of The Batman, The Penguin, premiered on Max and HBO, and the audience reactions are very good. With 94% approval from critics and 89% from the audience on Rotten Tomatoes, at least at this moment when we released the video, the series has kicked off with impressive quality, very close to that of the film The Batman. The Penguin starts with a recap to contextualize everything that happened in the Batman movie, embracing the viewer once again with this fantastic Gotham created by Matt Reeves. It was a great start and an amazing episode, so make sure to give this video your Penguin like and subscribe to the channel. Help us reach more people here on the platform and stay updated on everything happening in the DC universe. Thank you so much, and let's dive into the review with spoilers. Just like we saw at the end of The Batman, Oswald Cobblepot is at the penthouse of his former boss, Carmine Falcone, following the floods caused by the Riddler in the film. News reports contextualize everything that happened and even mention that Batman is helping people. The series shows the chaos that the Riddler caused, as the most affected neighborhoods were the less fortunate, while the wealthy neighborhoods remained intact. This contrast is evident throughout the episode, and the social impact it had led to an increase in violence in the city and the growing use of the drug drops. Oz went to Falcone's secret penthouse located in the Iceberg Lounge to retrieve something from the safe, which contained a suitcase full of jewels and various files with incriminating evidence against important people. To Penguin's surprise, Alberto Falcone appeared there and was determined to take Oz's life, but Oswald used his charm to trick Alberto into abandoning his plan. Then Alberto revealed his plan to revolutionize Gotham's drug market through a new shipment that was about to arrive, and after that, Penguin started talking about an old mobster in Gotham, Rex Calabrese. Oz explained how Rex Calabrese was respected by everyone, but soon Alberto began to mock him, saying that all of that was pathetic and just a dream in Oz's head. This attitude from Alberto made us shoot him coldly for laughing at him. We then see the episode's opening. This beginning was fantastic. Any expectation that one might have had regarding Alberto possibly having a certain prominence in the series, or even becoming the holiday killer, was thrown out the window. For those who don't know, in the comics The Long Halloween, Alberto Falcone is the holiday killer, but here in The Penguin, we see that the creative team didn't hesitate to discard the character early on. Oswald then tries to dispose of the body, and at this moment, we are introduced to Victor Aguilar, who was with his friends trying to steal the Penguin's car wheels, reminiscent of Jason Todd, possibly ending any chance of Jason Todd appearing in this universe of the Batman. It's hard not to associate someone stealing wheels with Jason Todd, and there's no doubt that this detail was intentionally placed in the story. Penguin shoots at the kids, and Victor ends up getting left behind. Oz was about to shoot the terrified boy, who was stammering, making us feel pity for him, so Oz backs off and forces Victor to become his assistant. Victor helps us put the body in the trunk of the car, and they leave the place. Soon after, we see the moment where the relationship between Oz and Victor begins to develop when Penguin takes the boy's wallet, sees where he lives, and this reminds him of where he grew up, creating a connection between these two characters. As they drive through the city, we can see various areas that were devastated by the floods, and here, the creative team did a great job by portraying a Gotham identical to the one in The Batman, but ruined in multiple places. Penguin goes to a friend's house to create his alibi, and at this moment, we see the mechanism he uses to walk, which Victor notices. It is then revealed that this friend of Oz is Eve Carlo, raising the question of whether this character has any relation to Clayface because of her surname and the rumors involving Clayface in Matt Reeves' Batverse. After this, they go to the junkyard to hide Alberto Falcone's body, and Penguin finally reveals to Victor whom he killed. After telling him, Penguin was going to kill Victor, but the boy begs for his life, and this seems to convince Penguin, on the condition that if he fails him, he will kill him. This scene is very good, showcasing outstanding performances from both Colin Farrell and the boy playing Victor Aguilar. The dialogue was excellent, and we can see that what convinced Penguin not to kill him was the moment Victor mentioned that he needs a chance, highlighting that Penguin identified with him. I believe that if Victor hadn't said all of that, Penguin would have taken his life, but this conversation proved to Penguin that Victor would do whatever it takes to help him in exchange for a chance. Next, Penguin takes Victor to his apartment, and we have a moment where we see the mobster's foot, showcasing once again how impressive the makeup is. Since the Batman, one of the greatest praises has been the makeup of Penguin. The team managed to make Colin Farrell unrecognizable, and this scene showing his foot looks perfect. After leaving there, the duo heads to the Drops factory, where Penguin discovers that the flood and gang wars have impacted operations with Drops. Soon after, Oz is summoned to a meeting with the heads of the Falcone family. Upon arriving at the Falcone mansion, we again see the contrast in the city caused by the floods, as the upper-class residences remain untouched. Currently, the family is being led by Johnny Vitti, Carmine's nephew. This character has appeared in the Batman Year One comic and later in Dark Victory. Johnny Vitti called Penguin because he wants to shut down Gotham's drug operation and move it elsewhere. Oz tries to argue but fails. With no alternatives, he talks about the new drug shipment that Alberto was expecting, and at this moment, Sophia Falcone appears, changing the atmosphere with her presence. The first thing she wants to know is Alberto's whereabouts, but again Penguin tries to use his smooth talk, his greatest weapon, to get what he wants. The meeting ends, and Sophia goes after Penguin to find out where her brother is, showing she suspects something and asks several questions, as well as inviting Penguin to lunch. It seems that the two have known each other for quite some time, and at the restaurant, they talk about her father. Soon, she brings up the subject of being imprisoned as a serial killer, known as the Hangman, which is another Easter egg directly referencing the Dark Victory comic, where Sophia becomes this serial killer. But the series only mentions this and says that she was imprisoned in Arkham as a consequence. It doesn't reveal the reason or how she was imprisoned. At lunch, Sophia pressures Penguin, as only she and Alberto knew about the new drug, so he should know where Alberto is since he told her he was going to the iceberg. Penguin again tries to deceive her in conversation to clear himself, stating his alibi and saying that Alberto didn't mention Sophia to him and that perhaps Alberto is a drug addict. They part ways, and she whispers in his ear that she doesn't underestimate him. Unlike others who belittle him, she knows what he is capable of, which gives hints about how threatening Sophia is. You can already sense that this character is going to steal the scene in this series. She is truly menacing, and the actress did a fantastic job. In the next scene, Oz and Victor are on the subway. A Riddler fan is spreading the so-called truth about the Riddler on a paper with a QR code, dressed just like him. In a more modest car, Oz goes to visit his mother, warning Victor to mind his manners. The car is a small detail but implies that Oz doesn't want to draw attention to the neighborhood or his mother by arriving in a flashy luxury car. Next, we have another great moment in the episode, which is the relationship between Oz and his mother. Penguin is a different person with her, he becomes someone defenseless. There is a strong connection between these two characters. She is someone who needs care, taking medication, but even so, she notices something different about her son, and the tone of the conversation changes when she tells him he must earn what he deserves, showing where his mentality of not accepting being laughed at and even his aggressive attitude comes from. The next day, Oz and Victor discuss a plan. Victor wasn't confident, but Oz gives a speech about the origins of guys like them who come from nothing, that the world wasn't made for them, and that's why they need to do what's necessary to survive, giving the boy another chance. After that, Oz goes to visit Sal Maroni in Blackgate. He offers his services to the Maronis, suggesting the Drops factory that the Falcones want to shut down, orchestrating a plan for the Maronis to carry out a heist to keep the profits. However, Maroni is unconvinced by the plan and rejects Penguin, until, at the moment of leaving, Oz leaves Maroni his ring that Falcone had taken for himself and used as a form of power and mockery over the Maronis, which was also with Alberto. Returning to his apartment, he realizes that Sophia and her goons are looking for him, prompting a car chase through the streets of Gotham. Penguin tries to evade them but is captured by Sophia's goons. And here we reach an intense moment in this episode as Oz begins to be interrogated and tortured by Sophia. Sophia is obsessed with Alberto's whereabouts because he was the only one who visited her in Arkham while she was imprisoned. Investigating further, Sophia found one of the boys who were trying to rob Oz. Oz says the boy is lying, so she kills him cold-bloodedly and claims that Oz will do whatever it takes to free himself through conversation, even at the cost of a life. She starts torturing him, but they are interrupted by a car crashing into the entrance of the mansion. Inside the car was Alberto's body with the word payback written on it. Sophia screams, and Penguin laughs. His plan had worked. This moment was truly intense. Penguin's laughter showing that everything was part of the plan was fantastic and answers why he went to Blackgate to talk to Sal Maroni. Not to mention Sophia's desperate scream upon finding her brother's body in the trunk. The actress performed exceptionally well. With this, Penguin incriminates the Maronis for Alberto's death, essentially starting a war between the gangs. The episode ends with Oz and Vic talking, where Oz is proud of Vic. That's it, my friends. We're faced with an excellent series opener. The episode is very good from start to finish, and even though it's nearly an hour long, you watch it without even noticing the time passing because it was so good. If the series maintains this quality in the upcoming episodes, we might have one of the best series within this superhero genre. To learn more about Penguin and the entire Batman mythology in the comics, use our commission links to purchase Batman, DC, Marvel Comics, or even any type of purchase. This way, you support our work without paying anything extra for it. Thank you very much for all the support you give us. For this episode, I'm giving it a score of 8.5, but now I want to know your opinion. What score do you give to the first episode of The Penguin? What are your expectations for the other episodes? Write in the comments, leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel, and activate notifications so you stay updated on everything happening in DC and Marvel. Thank you so much, and see you in the next video.